ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਨਾਰਥ ਤੋਂ ਐਮਪੀਪੀ ਗ੍ਰਾਮ ਮੈਕਗ੍ਰੈਗਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਹੈ। ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਾਕਟਰਸ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਚਾਹੇ ਫੋਰਨ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਡ ਹੋਣ ਚਾਹੇ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਡਾਕਟਰਸ ਹੋਣ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਬਾਹਰ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਜਾਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਡਾਕਟਰੀ ਲਈ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਹੁਣ ਸਿਸਟਮ 'ਚ ਇੰਡਲਜ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਉਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਗ੍ਰਾਮ ਮੈਕਗ੍ਰੈਗਰ ਤੋਂ। ਐਮਪੀਪੀ ਗ੍ਰਾਮ ਮੈਕਗ੍ਰੈਗਰ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਏਸ਼ੀਆ।
Oh, thank you so much, Nitin, and thank you to the viewers of Prime Asia. I love being on your show. Thanks for having me.
What is the announcement which Ontario's government has done in regards to the shortage of doctors here in the country? What is the new step your government has taken?
So, in Ontario, we know that we have a healthcare crisis where we just don't have enough healthcare workers of all kinds, nurses, doctors, nurse practitioners, etc. And especially around doctors, it's always blown my mind that we have a shortage in Brampton and Ontario of eligible doctors, but at the same time, we all know somebody who is trained in another country as a doctor, and they're having a hard time becoming a doctor here in Canada. So, as part of our announcement, we announced today that we're expanding medical positions, medical seats across all medical schools in Ontario, including the Brampton School of Medicine, which is upcoming with Toronto Metropolitan University. And some of those seats are going to be designated for internationally trained doctors to help them get into the field as well. On top of that, Minister Jones and Minister Bethenvolve have issued direction to the College of Physicians and Surgeons Ontario, saying find a way to process more applications. So, we've been working with the regulatory body, the regulatory authority, to clear off some of the burden and get applications processed in a faster way, because as you know and I know, so many residents of Brampton don't have access to a family doctor. They don't have the proper health care. So anything we can do to get more doctors trained in Ontario is a top priority for the government.
MPP McGregor, how many more seats the government added starting to this year?
So this year's particularly, we've added an additional 100 undergraduate positions and 154 postgraduate positions. And this will be spread out all across the various medical schools across Ontario, including some positions for net new positions for the Brampton School of Medicine at TMU. We already have 95 undergrad and 80 postgraduate positions at the Brampton School of Medicine. This addition from the new bucket of funding will be very welcome for not only for the team at TMU, but also for anybody that wants to be a doctor in Brampton and anybody who needs a doctor in Brampton.
So, MPP McGregor, it says that over the next 3 years, the government will be investing $33 million over the next 3 years. Yeah. And more Ontario students, they can become doctors at home here in Ontario. It's a good news.
No, it's great news, and Nitin, your viewers will know, we all have a story of somebody that had to go to the United States, or they had to go to another province, or they had to go to, the UK to study medicine. And, studies have shown that because of the time of life when somebody's studying medicine, it also tends to be the time they get married, also tends to be the time they set down roots. Studies have shown that when you study medicine somewhere, you're more than likely to settle in that area. Almost 2/3 of people actually settle in the area that they study. So that's why it's so important for us to make sure that not only are we kind of creating more doctors and training more doctors in Ontario, but especially that we're training more doctors in Brampton, where the need is very dire.
MPP McGregor, what will be your message to the Ontario students, those who are in the medical field, the foreign trained doctors, those who are driving taxis or trucks? They are here, they are the foreign trained doctors, but not in that field. What is your message? Or those who are coming from abroad to Canada, to Ontario especially, what is your message to all those medical students or nurses or doctors? What is your message to them?
Say thank you for being here. We need you to be here, and the government is working day and night to make sure that we'll make it easier to accept your credentials and get you to practice medicine here, because we need your talent, we need your time, and the residents need your service.
One of the federal leader, the opposition party, he also announced that blue seal. He said that there is already a red seal, which is for the construction workers or plumbers. He announced a blue seal in case they make the government. They'll bring a blue seal certification that there will be a national test for all the nurses or the doctors, if they qualify pass, they can be indulged into the Canadian system, because healthcare is in crisis, not only in Ontario, but it's all over the Canada. So what do you think about that idea?
Look, I don't want to get into federal politics, but what I will say, moves to make sure that we are harnessing the talent of the world. We know the world wants to come to Canada. We all came to Canada from somewhere. My parents came from Scotland and Ireland. Nitin, I know you came from India. We all came from somewhere to call Canada home. And anything government can do to allow people to live out their futures, the futures that they want to live, is always a good thing, especially with healthcare, where we really need the healthcare workers.
And we believe that any step taken towards the healthcare system to improve the healthcare, to remove the shortages of the medical staff, is a welcoming step by the government. Thank you, MPP McGregor, for coming and giving us this vital information.
No, thank you, Nitin. And just message to the viewers, our government has your back. We know the challenges that you're going through. I'm going through it. My family's going through it. The healthcare system needs support. And we're working day and night to make sure that we support our healthcare system.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.